All right, well, the title of our lesson today, this is my favorite of Aesop's fables. It's a really good one. The title we're going with today is The Bird and the Water Bottle. It's also sometimes called The Crow and the Pitcher. That's another older title for it. I remember seeing this as a cartoon on Sesame Street years ago, that famous children's program when I was a kid, and they made it into a cartoon, and it was just fun. I really liked that when I was, like 3 years old or something.
So you like it the best?
Well, it's just one that I remembered, and I remember as a kid thinking, hey, that's really interesting. I really learned a lesson from it. So when you learn a good lesson as a kid, it often sticks in your mind. The Bird and the Water Bottle, that's the title. Let's get into it. It says, one hot afternoon, a thirsty bird is looking for water. Sounds like a good thing to do on a hot afternoon. Thirsty is our first word power word. It's spelled T-H-I-R-S-T-Y, thirsty. Okay, thirsty is an adjective, and it's that feeling when you really just need just something to drink, just a little water or tea or anything, I don't care, because you're hot, you're tired, you haven't had anything to drink for an hour or two, you've been working hard, and you might feel thirsty. So that's the feeling of want to drink. A lot of you might know the feeling of wanting to eat is hungry, right? So if you're hungry and you're thirsty, wow, might be time to have a snack or even go get some lunch. But if you're thirsty, it's easy to fix. Just find some water, take a drink, and you won't feel thirsty any longer. For example, we could say, I put too much salt in my soup, so now I'm thirsty. I put too much salt in my soup, so now I'm thirsty. That's something I didn't mention. Yes, salt can also make you thirsty.
Thirsty 这个形容词就在形容你口很渴，那肚子很饿。刚刚有说到是 hungry， 那如果再加个想睡觉，那就是 sleepy。那我们例句说啊，我在我的汤里面放太多盐了，所以呢，现在我口很渴。那我们的故事呢，这边说到一天炎热的午后，一只口渴的鸟正在找水喝。Look for 这个片语呢，就是寻找的意思。所以你如果看到有人在找东西，你可以问他 What are you looking for？ 你正在找什么呢？
So the bird, of course, was looking for something to drink because the bird is thirsty. What happens next? It says the bird finds a bottle. There is some water inside. Hey, how lucky is that? That's fantastic. A bottle of water is what you would want to have or find on a hot day when you're feeling thirsty. Bottle is our next word power word. B-O-T-T-L-E. B-O-T-T-L-E is how you spell the word bottle. All right, a bottle is a container for holding liquids, for holding wet things, things like water or juice or other things that we might drink. Bottles are usually much taller than they are wide, so they're usually quite tall, and they often narrow at the top. They get smaller or thinner up at the top, and that's the part that you would drink from. We often close a bottle with a top or a cap or something like that. And yes, as I said, they're very useful for holding liquids and for drinking liquids out of. Now, it's not a glass. A glass will have a large opening at the top that you might pour liquid from a bottle into. The bottle, the opening is smaller to make it easier and cleaner to pour from. In a store, in a supermarket, or even in a vending machine, you'll find bottles of coffee, tea, water, juice, soft drinks. Anything that you can possibly drink will be stored somewhere in a bottle. For example, Lucy went into the store to buy a bottle of water. Lucy went into the store to buy a bottle of water.
Bottle 这个字呢，就是瓶子的意思。那我们例句说啊 ，Lucy 走进商店里面买了一瓶水。我们说水是一个不可数名词 ，water 不可数。那要给它单位的时候，通常都会放上 bottle 这个字 ，a bottle of water 就一瓶水的意思了。那回到文章呢，这只鸟找到一个瓶子，里面有一些水。But there's a problem.
Yes, when the bird tries to get the water, there is a problem. The article tells us what's going on. The bird tries to drink it, the water. The bird tries to drink it, but the bottle is tall and has a narrow neck. That's what we call the top part of a bottle often is the neck, and this neck is very, very narrow. Maybe it's kind of like a wine bottle or something like that. Sounds like it's difficult for the bird to drink from because it's too skinny, it's too thin, or it's too narrow. Narrow is our next word power word. N-A-R-R-O-W. Narrow. All right, narrow is an adjective, something we use to describe things. In this case, we're describing the size of something. Narrow would be something more like this, whereas wide would be something more like that. All right, so if you, for example, look at a really big door, the kind of door they might have on a big factory or somewhere where they park big cars or airplanes, that would be a very, very wide door. But a very thin door would be a narrow door, something only one person could walk through, and they might even have to turn sideways so that they become more narrow as well. All right, so something narrow is very short from one side to another, not from the top to the bottom, but from the left side to the right side. That's what we would say would be narrow. If it's a long distance from left to right, then we're talking about wide, W-I-D-E. That's the opposite. For example, this old city's streets are narrow, so cars can't drive on them. This old city's streets are narrow, so cars can't drive on them. The city's probably in Europe or somewhere like that.
Narrow 这个形容词呢是狭窄的，那宽的，相反的宽的怎么说呢？是 wide, W-I-D-E。那么例句说啊，这个老旧的城市街道很狭窄，因此汽车没有办法在上面行驶。那在文章里面呢，我们还看到一个字叫做 neck。你可能会想，neck 不是脖子吗？不过呢，在文章中的 neck 特别指的是瓶颈，那瓶口到瓶身中间的这段距离就叫做瓶颈。那另外呢，瓶颈又指碰到的僵局或是没有办法突破的状况，英文我们说 bottleneck。回到文章呢，这只鸟试着喝里面的水，但是瓶子太高，而且瓶颈太窄。Poor bird.
Yes, absolutely. The bird is still thirsty, and now it's getting frustrated because it can't drink. It says he can't reach the water inside.
他没有办法喝到里面的水 then what is he going to do?
So imagine we have this wine bottle with a very long and narrow neck. Of course, the bird has that long sort of nose or mouth called a beak, B-E-A-K, but it can't quite fit the beak into the bottle to reach the water down below because the beak is very wide, but the bottleneck or the top of the bottle is very narrow. This is a problem. The article says he's ready to give up, but then he has an idea.
Be ready to do something 代表是准备好做某事。本来这只鸟呢，准备好要 give up 放弃，但它想到了一个好点子。What is this idea?
Well, it's another clever idea. It says the bird picks up some rocks and drops them in the bottle. Interesting. So the bird looks around on the ground, finds some rocks, and then picks them up with its beak and then starts dropping them into the bottle over and over. These rocks are going to help it drink. We'll see how after we talk about this fourth word power word, rock, R-O-C-K. All right, a rock, also sometimes called a stone, is a piece of the earth. It's a bunch of minerals that are held together by some kind of geological process. They might have been created in a volcano or created as the earth aged over millions and millions of years. But finding a rock is not the hardest thing to do in the world. You can go out to a park, you might find some rocks in a garden, by the beach or by a river. You might find lots of rocks either on the side of the water or in the water. And of course, mountains are just really, really big rocks. Yes, rocks can come in all sorts of sizes, from ones that are huge and weigh thousands of tons to small little ones that you can pick up and put in your pocket. Rocks are basically just pieces of the Earth's crust. For example, the bad kids threw rocks at the man's window and broke it. The bad kids threw rocks at the man's window and broke it. And I hope I don't have to tell you guys that throwing rocks at things or people is not a good idea. It's dangerous and it could get you in trouble.
Rock 就是石块、石子。那我们的例句说啊，这群坏孩子朝着男子的窗户丢石头，打破了窗户。那回到文章呢，我们说这只鸟捡起了一些石子，然后将它们扔进瓶子里面。我们到这边看到了 pick up 捡起、拾起，或是 drop in 扔进、丢进，还有就是 give up 放弃，它们都是可分割的动词片语。我们说 pick up some rocks， 也可以说 pick some rocks up。但如果片语中间夹的是代名词的话呢，我们就不能改变它的位置咯。像是文章里面的 drops them in the bottle， 我们不能够将代名词 them 移到 in 的后方。So what happens after the bird drops the rocks in the bottle?
Well, the bird does this for quite a while, picks up a large number of rocks, drops them in the bottle, and after some time it says, this makes the water level rise. As it puts more rocks in the bottle, the water level, or the height of the water in the bottle, continues to go up and up and up with each rock that the bird drops in.
也就是水位渐渐升高了 and then he can drink the water.
That's right. It says after a few minutes, the water reaches the top of the bottle. If you think about this, it makes sense, right? If you fill a bathtub with water and then you get in it, the water will continue to go up and it might spill over the side. The rocks are taking up space inside the bottle, and this is allowing the level of the water to go up. Very, very clever.
所以几分钟之后呢，水就到了瓶子的顶端。The bird is super smart.
And now the bird can drink the water. Its beak can get into the bottle and it can actually reach out and touch that water, allowing the bird to finally get that drink it wants.
这只鸟呢，终于可以喝水了。Good for the bird.
That's right. The final sentence says, the bird learns that we can use our minds to find answers to hard problems.
Mind 这边呢是个名词，代表头脑，所以这只鸟学到的就是呢，我们可以用我们的头脑来找出困难问题的答案。To find the answers to hard problems.
All right, so what do we do now?
And now let's go to our measure box and we'll be right back for wrap up.